One team had a 3-1 series lead in the NBA Finals, and still lost. That one broke hearts across an entire city, and it still gets brought up every single time their name is mentioned. Stick around, because that moment is coming, and trust me, it hits just as hard every time. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are diving deep into sports history to count down the 8 biggest, most gut-wrenching blown leads of all time. These are the collapses that made fans throw their remotes, coaches lose sleep, and players wish they could erase entire seasons from memory. If you have ever felt the sting of watching a sure thing slip away, you already know exactly what kind of pain we are talking about. Let's get into it. Coming in at number 8, the 2012 Super Bowl, where the San Francisco 49ers nearly pulled off one of the greatest second-half comebacks in NFL history against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens bolted out to a massive 28-6 lead at halftime, looking completely untouchable. Then the lights literally went out in the Superdome, a 34-minute blackout, and when the power came back on, so did the 49ers. San Francisco ripped off a stunning stretch of football, pulling within 2 points at 34-29. The Ravens held on, barely, but those final minutes were absolute torture for Baltimore fans watching their lead evaporate in real time. The Ravens survived this one, but it earns its spot on this list because no lead felt more secure until it absolutely wasn't. Next up, at number 7, Atlanta Falcons fans, take a deep breath. The 2017 Super Bowl against the New England Patriots. Atlanta led 28-3 with under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. 28-3. Announcers were already talking legacy. Fans were texting congratulations. And then Tom Brady happened. New England outscored Atlanta 31-0 in the final stretch, forcing the first overtime in Super Bowl history, and then winning it. The Falcons had the biggest lead ever surrendered in a Super Bowl, and it became a global meme overnight. Still painful. Always will be. Moving to number 6, the 2004 ALCS, where the New York Yankees held a 3-0 series lead over the Boston Red Sox. Nobody in baseball history had ever come back from 3 games down to win a series. Nobody. The Yankees were 3 outs away from advancing in Game 4. Then Boston rallied, won in extra innings, and just kept winning. 4 straight games. The Red Sox completed the most miraculous comeback in baseball postseason history, and Yankee fans still have not fully processed it. That kind of collapse rewrote what people believed was possible in sport. Number 5, the 2016 Masters, and Rory McIlroy. Actually, let us go back to 2011, when Rory McIlroy held a 4-shot lead heading into the final round at Augusta. He was 21 years old, playing the best golf of his young life, and looking like a future legend. Then Sunday happened. He shot a horrific 80, made an 8 on the par 5 10th hole, and walked off the course looking utterly shattered. It was not just a loss, it was a collapse in slow motion, playing out over 4 agonizing hours on the biggest stage in golf. Rory did come back to win majors after that, which makes this story a little easier to tell. But on that Sunday at Augusta, it was genuinely hard to watch. At number 4, let's talk about the 2019 UEFA Champions League semi-final second leg, Liverpool vs Barcelona. Barcelona came into the second leg at Anfield with a 3-0 aggregate lead. Going through was considered a formality. Nobody gives that up. Nobody survives that in a Champions League semi-final. Liverpool had no Mo Salah, no Roberto Firmino, both injured. And yet, Liverpool scored 4 times, including a corner kick goal so creative and fast that Barcelona's goalkeeper and wall were left completely flat-footed. The comeback had a name, the Miracle of Anfield. For Barcelona, it was simply a nightmare that still echoes in Spanish football. Number 3, the 2016 NBA Finals, and the Golden State Warriors. Coming off a record-breaking 73-win regular season, the Warriors took a 3-1 series lead over the Cleveland Cavaliers. A team had never blown a 3-1 lead in NBA Finals history. Golden State was 6 wins away from back-to-back championships and cementing a dynasty. Then Cleveland, led by LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and sheer force of will, went on a 3-game tear that included a legendary chase-down block by LeBron in the final game and an ice-cold 3 by Kyrie with under a minute left. Cleveland won its first championship. The Warriors became the punchline of 1,000 memes. In sports terms, losing a 3-1 lead has never been the same since. Number 2, and this one belongs to cricket history. The 1999 Cricket World Cup semi-final, South Africa vs Australia. South Africa needed 9 runs off the final over with 1 wicket remaining. Completely doable. Lance Klusener was in devastating form, hitting boundaries at will. Then a catastrophic miscommunication led to a run-out with the scores tied. Because of a peculiar group stage result, Australia advanced on run rate. South Africa was eliminated without technically losing. They tied and went home. Klusener had played nearly perfectly. The country was devastated. For South African fans, this moment defined a generation of sporting heartbreak, and it remains one of the most agonizing near-misses in any sport, anywhere. And now, the number 1 biggest blown lead in sports history, and honestly, there is only one choice. The 2011 World Series, Game 6, the Texas Rangers vs the St. Louis Cardinals. The Rangers were 1 strike away from winning the World Series. Not once. Twice. In the same inning. 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 separate times, the Texas Rangers were literally 1 pitch from being champions. Both times, David Freese delivered. He tied the game with a 2-run triple with 2 strikes, 2 outs in the 9th inning. The Cardinals pushed the game to extra innings. Then, in the 11th, Josh Hamilton hit a 2-run homer to put Texas back ahead. Texas was 1 strike away again in the bottom of the 11th. Lance Berkman singled. Tie game. Freese hit a walk-off homer in the 12th to win it for St. Louis. It is the most excruciating game in baseball history for Rangers fans. 4 times, Texas stood on the threshold of a championship. 4 times, they were denied. The Cardinals won Game 7 the next night. Texas had the trophy in their hands and never touched it. That right there is why sports are so brutally, beautifully unpredictable. No lead is safe. No moment is guaranteed. And honestly, that uncertainty is exactly what keeps us watching. So which collapse hit you hardest? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear which one still keeps you up at night. If you want more countdowns like this, hit that like button and subscribe, because we drop these every week, and you do not want to miss the next one. Coming up soon, we are counting down the most insane last-second winners in sports history, the moments that sent entire arenas into pure chaos. That one is going to be good. See you there.